So I'm back after quite a long while. I've been watching what's been going on, as have many others, and I've been listening to the punditry or the analysis of all these mainstream news media, as well as the alternative so-called truth tellers, the ones who say other than what the mainstream says, and because they say other than what the mainstream says, makes them the truthful. That is kind of a joke. The truth is the truth no matter who says it, whether it's the mainstream media, all the alternative media, or myself, or anyone else. Truth is not subjective, it's objective, and it cannot be denigrated or destroyed or pushed back just because someone does not want to believe it is the truth. So I'm going to speak a little about what I've been talking about for 17 years or more. And as far as I'm concerned, I've said whatever I have needed to say. I've absolutely done that. I have nothing more to add on that. I can only repeat it, regurgitate some of it, elaborate on it, but I don't need to say anything else. And if you want to know what I've said, it's easy to find. I don't have to tell you where to look. You will find it. I'm not concerned anymore. I have a little faith left in those who walk the earth from mankind today. They will all soon be put in their places in hell. There will be no escape from that, guaranteed. So, I speak from the other side, from the side you do not see. And a lot of you pretend to see that side, or say that you know what that side wants, which is the unseen. They call it the spiritual side, or the side of God, or whatever else they want to refer to it as. But I call it the other side, or the dark side, because you can't see it. It doesn't mean it's dark. It's lit up there better than here, that's for sure. And what you see in front of you is delusion on this earth. That is an absolute truth. And when I say that, it is objective and absolute for those who see the other side. I'm being one of them, obviously, as a messenger of the Almighty God today on the earth. I don't see any others. I can't find any others. I don't think they exist today, and not in the seen at least. The unseen has uncountable messengers of God all around us, but we cannot see them. I see them through my heart, and God shows me whatever He wants to show me to understand what's going on in the seen. I don't know everything. Obviously, I don't know the unseen. I know enough of it from the knowledge and wisdom that I have that I can understand what's going on in front of me without falling for the myopic understanding of mankind's existence, which is given to us by our so-called psychoanalysts, our pundits, our historians, our religious clergy, all of whom have no clue where all this has come from and where we actually stand in the so-called quote-unquote evolution of mankind. And the most fundamental lie that I see is that we think we have progressed from the original man that came upon this earth, called Adam by a lot, and the others think we came from nothing. We did, but we were made from Adam here, and we come from nothing as well. So that is not here nor there. How it actually happened is by Adam being put on this earth and his spouse being created from him, and the rest of us coming from those two. But that is not the beginning. The beginning was before that. And that's where we all fall down, thinking that we were created here first. This is our second creation. We have already been created before this. There's no doubt in that. That's the absolute truth. Again, another absolute truth, I tell you. And we were created in different forms. Now, I understand that form to be from the foundation of sulfur in our first creation. And in this creation, we are created from dust and from clot and dot and all that, the sperm and the egg and all the so-called gestation period through which we evolve into a little baby and then into these adults or not, and then eventually we either die before we're born, when we're born, after we're born, when we're adults, when we're old, when we're middle-aged. Does not matter. We're all going to die. That thing is obviously preordained, as they say, These so-called religions on the earth will tell you that everything is preordained. And then they'll give you examples of you're going to die, that's preordained, so that means everything is preordained, or some other excuse they will give you. And everything is preordained. So, what am I doing here then, if everything is preordained? Everything is set in a framework preordained for my life as much as for any other person's life on this earth. But we have to find our path through that framework to find our end, whether it will be in the hellfire when we die, or in the garden, which is called paradise, or Valhalla, or whatever you want to call it. It's a garden, and you see them on the earth as well, by the way. We have many gardens on the earth and rivers that run from beneath them. You want to look around, you'll find them. It's not hard. Trust me. I've been looking. We have a lot of gardens on this earth, and we have a lot of rivers running from beneath them. That is the statement of the book of God, which says, they will inherit gardens, running from beneath them the rivers. And you can see a multitude of them on the earth today. I mean, uncountable. Almost every city you go in, there are gardens, and there's a river running beneath them. Obviously, you cannot run over, you're going to be underwater. Unfathomable how these people think. So yeah, I mean, where we're at right now is towards the end of this generation. It will undoubtedly end in how every other generation has ended before us, in absolute destruction. And we are well on the way to that. I warned this in 2021 when I made my final plea to all of these leaders and everyone to wake up before it's too late. And it's not going to happen. I mean, it's not like I believe they're going to wake up and suddenly start believing me, who is unknown, has not power on the earth. It cannot be accepted as someone who knows what's going on, because I don't have the degrees that we're supposed to have from some institute or the other that gives us the right to be able to speak on one matter or another or not. I mean, this is the biggest delusion you people are in. You are compartmentalized from the beginning. You're a mathematician, don't talk about English. You're an English literature person, don't talk about science. You're a doctor, don't talk about engineering. I mean, this is nonsense. It's total nonsense. We are supposed to acquire the knowledge we can and impart it to others as we see righteously. That's it. I mean, we're not all right. Most of us are wrong. I'm wrong all the time. Every other man is wrong all the time. The only man who I know is never wrong is Jesus, the Messiah. Now, from all of mankind that I know, all the others of us, all the other messengers, prophets, believers, or any other man is wrong a lot of the time, if not most of the time. I mean, every day we make mistakes. It's not like a revelation, should not be a revelation to anyone that we make mistakes every day. Even the messengers of God, the prophets, they sin, they err, they misjudge. And then when they're found to be wrong and they find themselves to be wrong, then they accept they're wrong and correct it instead of trying to justify why that wrong happened. No, the wrong happened, period. I mean, all the wrongs that I've done or anybody else has done in their lives, if you accept that wrong, change yourself, stop doing that wrong, then the wrong that you did will be forgiven. If you continue to be arrogant, saying anything that you do is right, and you justify all your wrongs, like most of mankind does, then your end will be in the hellfire. There's no two things about it. It's not like you're going to get away with your wrongs if you don't accept that you're wrong. Even if you accept that you are wrong in your heart, and you try with your utmost capacity to fight that, I mean, that might get you out of a hole in the hereafter. I'm not saying it will, but it might. But the way mankind is like, you're great the way you are. This is how God created you, and it's fine. Yeah, God created us good and evil. Each one of us has piety and wickedness in us. Good, the ability to do good, and the ability to do bad. It's not like we only are good or bad, or good or evil. It's not like we only do right and no wrong, or we only do wrong and no right. We have a mixture of that. And the conundrum or the reasoning behind how we should address that is to figure out what is wrong, or what is incorrect, or what is unrighteous, and try and correct it. But we fall for our desires. There are the absolute truths are out there. They cannot be questioned, but they are being questioned today. And we're talking about what's seen, forget about the unseen. Everybody thinks the unseen they know nothing. I know the unseen like no one else knows the unseen on the earth. I can guarantee you that. I know how it works. I can see it through my heart. I can see how things happen around me. I know how it happens. It ain't because of me. It ain't because of you. Yeah, although we do have influence on how that happens with our own intentions and actions, sure. But that is not what creates it. It's not you who make it happen. It's the God that makes it happen in the end with all his forces that are all around us all the time. You cannot escape them. All your weapons, all your armies, all your tools and implements, everything that you have will not stand a chance for an instant against the forces that are around us. So what we're fighting to on the earth between ourselves today, and we're fighting, and there's always going to be fight, and there's always been fight. It's not like we've been peaceful ever on the earth, and there will never be peace on this earth, because there will always be a dichotomy of those who say there is a God and those who say there is not a God. That will never change till the end, till God wipes us all out on this earth. Whenever that happens, I can't tell you when it's going to happen. I can only tell you that what you are about to see is the end of your existence here. The so-called economy and the infrastructure and all that you've created and you marvel at as if you are the most advanced generation, a lie in itself, intrinsically a lie, and easily disproven that you are the most advanced generation. You're not even close. I mean, the most easy thing I can tell you about your situation is that whatever number of men are on the earth, they say 8 billion. How do you know? How do I know? Say it's true. Say there are 8 billion people or thereabouts on the earth. You will not be 10% of what were there in the past. Ever. Even if it gets to 80 billion, they will not be 10% of what existed in the past. So understand that. Understand what I'm saying. You don't have to accept it. That is the absolute truth today. You're not going to escape it. And there's a day that's coming that I'm going to tell you all, I told you so. And I've already told you so many, many times that what is going to happen, we are all going to be wiped out. No one is going to survive this life that we have. There's no point holding on to it for life and death, because death is guaranteed. So live it. Live your life how you want to, how you see fit for yourself. And if that means that you say there is no God and you're going to enjoy this life as there is nothing else, then live it like that. There is nobody who can stop you from doing that. Nobody has the right to stop you from doing that or saying whatever you want. These people who say, oh, there's free speech and then there's actually limits to free speech. There is absolutely no limit to speech in this life as ordained by the Almighty. And no one, not a soul, can be harmed physically or persecuted for whatever he says, including mocking God, belittling anyone else, using whatever foul language he wants to use. You cannot stop that person. If someone says, kill them all, so and then somebody kills them all, or he's to blame? No. The person who listened to the one who said kill them all is the one to blame, not the one who says kill them all. What do you mean? I'm controlling your mind? If I control your mind and I say kill them all and I have absolute control over you, then yeah, but if I'm like manipulating you, in that sense I'm controlling your mind, then I have some liability. And that only comes to people who have influence, right? So those who have influence, if they're doing it unrighteously, they will share in the evil perpetrated by saying do evil. And the person who does the evil is the actual one who's going to earn that evil, not the one who says it. Not the one who says it. I mean, if I tell you to go kill X, Y, or Z, or Z, and you do it, how am I responsible? Have I got a gun to your head? Unless I give you the gun and I give you the ability and all the resources to go and kill that person. If I just tell you with my lips moving and my tongue wagging, that doesn't make me responsible. I mean, you are responsible for your own actions. If I actually do it, if I'm complicit in providing you the armament and the capacity through wealth or anything else, yeah, then I'm responsible. If I just tell you go kill the guy and I give you nothing except my words and you go kill the guy, you are responsible, not I. Not I, absolutely not. This is total nonsense. This is what your free speech is, yeah? Oh, except when we say there's no free speech, really. In the realm of God, which exists everywhere, including here, if you harm anyone, or persecute or prosecute anyone for anything they say, you are going to be persecuted by God. He won't. He will get his due for whatever he says and believes, as far as what his statements are by God in the hereafter. The actions here that we perpetrate, there is repercussions for that. Absolutely. You can't just do whatever you want and not be told not to do it if it is wrong objectively or is determined to be wrong. What your actions are, physical actions, not what your words or what you write. That's nonsense. And the faith, that's the other one. People are persecuted for faith. There's absolute no justification to persecute or prosecute anyone for anything they believe. Whatever it may be, it does not matter. Anything you believe has been invented by God for you to believe. Right and wrong, by the way. Truth and lies. You can believe anything you want and no one can stop you from believing that and practicing that faith within yourself, because faith is the unseen. It's not the seen thing. It's not your physical actions that define your faith. The physical actions follow your faith, sure. And the true faith will make you understand that you better not do anything unless you know it to be right. And if you have a doubt, you better be careful. And it's better to just not do it than to actually do it. So this is where mankind is. And that's where they're headed. They persecute faith and your statements, what you say. I mean, they persecute you for silence as well. What a bunch of BS. And so, coming back to where we are in the world, and as I said in 2021, that the command of God is coming for this generation. And I clearly warned more than informed everyone for the last 16 years. I've been saying this for 16, 17 years, that the sons of Israel are going to be destroyed. It's not my doing. I'm just telling you what's going to happen. The messenger comes to inform you what's going to happen and warn you. He's not going to make it happen, except in a few instances. There is exception. If God chooses that messenger to do it, then he will bring, like Moses brought the stick, right? Then he did it. He had the authority. David and Solomon had the absolute authority to do what he was doing on the earth. No one could stop him. He had the angels abetting and aiding him. He had the demons working for him. He had the Satans working for him by the command of God. Yes, the Satans, they too did Solomon's bidding. You don't understand these things because you don't know what the demons are, and you don't know what the Satans are. You don't know what the angels are. You don't know what the spirit is. So, now what's happening? Since 2021, what has been happening? War 1, Ukraine. War number 2, Gaza. And so-called other wars and skirmishes which are popping up here and there, or at least strife. So what is going to happen in the end? These people, the Jewish community, the Netanyahu and his gang, the Israelis, they say that they must destroy everyone around them and make this third temple for the Messiah to come. Okay, all right. And then the Christian Zionists, these people say, as I heard it, I don't know if it's the absolute truth, you can correct me if I'm wrong, the Christian Zionists say that the Jews have to be destroyed for their Messiah to return, which is Jesus. And there's a modicum of truth there for sure, because for Jesus to return, the sons of Israel have to be destroyed from their highness and their warring in the earth. And unfortunately for the Christian Zionists, they are also sons of Israel, just like the Jews in general are sons of Israel. All the Jews and the Christians today on the earth are sons of Israel. And they were promised by God that they would war twice in the earth, they would be high twice, highness great, and they would be destroyed twice. This is the second of those two promises. As I've stated over and over, the first time was after Joseph. And at the end of that segment, when they were destroyed and the Pharaohs took over and God sent Moses eventually to save them and the Exodus and all the other things, this is the second promise in front of us. It's being unveiled in front of us. It's being laid bare in front of us today for all those who have eyes to see. It's happening. I mean, the whole situation that is occurring is going to lead to that. When? I don't know. 10 years, 20, 50, 5 months? I don't know. I am not God. I'm his messenger. So I'm telling you what's going to happen. Eventually, obviously, I may not be here. Some other guy would be here who's telling you the same thing as I am, or Jesus will return around that time. I don't know. It's going to happen. And what is in play now is going to occur. So all of them are saying that, yeah, the Jews have to be destroyed for the Messiah to return. No. All the sons of Israel will be destroyed. Their hegemony on the earth will be destroyed. They will fall. And how have they risen? Over the last couple of 100 years, 150 years we know more or less about. World War I, World War II, and all the other wars in between. They have risen. They rule the earth in their minds only. They rule nothing. Neither do I. Neither does anyone else on this earth that they think they rule anything. It's a bunch of lies. We're deceived by our power that we think we have because of the tools and implements we've made. Not at all. We are lost. We are all lost thinking that. We have no power. There is no escape. If you think there is an escape from this reality by killing others, or by your hegemony over others, then you're sadly mistaken. It cannot happen. It will not happen. It has never happened. You're going to subjugate people by force. Yes, those who have no faith, those who are not like me, you will not subjugate me. Yeah, physically maybe, But that's not where the battle is. The battle's in here, in the soul. That's where the battle is. And that's where I've already won. You cannot beat me. You cannot overcome that. You can punish me, you can torture me, you can imprison me, you can do whatever the hell you want. You ain't gonna beat me. You can kill me as well, if you have the power. If you think you can try. There's a guy who's protecting me. He's called God. If he doesn't want me touched, try touching me. See what happens to you. It's happened to many before me. My brothers before me that were persecuted, and some of them were killed. I'm not saying I cannot be killed or God won't let me be killed. Let's put it that way. I'm not saying God won't let me be killed by you. Absolutely. He can. He has. Many prophets and messengers have been killed before me. Absolutely. But most of them, God, when they come to kill them or harm them, destroys the others who are plotting against the messenger. This is the reality. And then the ones that are killed by these people, the messengers, the people are absolutely massacred after that. So you have two choices. You can leave me alone and be destroyed by God because you reject what I tell you, or you can kill me and be destroyed by God because you kill me and reject God. So there's a choice for you. So anyway, this is where it's going to end. This will fall. And the people on the other side, the so-called Muslims, they call themselves Muslims. They're not. Not by the definition of the book they hold, the Quran. They are not Muslims. Not even close. They don't have a chance of standing in front of God and saying we are Muslims. They only utter it from their mouths. They are also going to be destroyed at around that time or after that, when God brings his punishment over all mankind that's on the earth. It ain't going to be the first time, and it will not be the last, because it's not the end of mankind right now. It is not the end of this generation. This is not the last generation. This is not the end times. The end times have not really begun yet. They will begin after the next punishment, at least after the next, or when the smoke comes to cover mankind. When that comes, after that, the end times will begin in earnest. And all this talk about Gog and Magog and all this other stuff, that's going to happen after that. That will be the end. There'll be no hope after that. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I know the book almost inside out. And the book, I mean the book of God. Whether it be the Torah, whether it be the Bible or the Quran or the Psalms, I know that book inside out. I know how it works. I know what I'm talking about. I know what is coming to you all. So, you can be warned, or you can go on your merry way doing whatever you are, as you do every day, loving the life of this world over the hereafter. And over the hereafter, you are oblivious. You have no understanding, or you reject or doubt the hereafter. And that is the Achilles heel of mankind, even after they believe. Even after you believe that there is a God, most of you reject or doubt the hereafter because it's too hard for you. You have hard time believing what you see with your eyes and hear with your ears. And then what you cannot see, obviously, you're in absolute doubt. I have no doubt. I believe with what you cannot see. I don't believe with what you can see. I see what you can see, and I can see it the same way. But I believe with what is in the unseen, not what is in the seen. And that's why I have wisdom. I have knowledge from the unseen. And I base my judgments on that, not on what you and your science stipulate. So that's what you do. You do with your science, your interpretive work that you do. And the rest are just more oblivious than the ones who are actually exercising their ability to figure out with their eyes and their ears, which is going to take you to hell without using your heart, and the unseen knowledge which is in the books of God. That is where the true knowledge is, not the nonsense that you people believe in front of you. Well, that's all I wanted to say today. I might say some other stuff later, but for now, peace.